¡Ey! Vamos ahí. Estaba mirando y depende de cuánta hora leche, pero yo creo que en un par de streams me lo paso ya. Por el ascensor.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days. Here, Stoneman, office 505.
Vale. 503, 504.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD, we'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my side.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Miss Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
She was disturbed, though.
Well, not in the conventional sense. She had trouble sleeping.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be
Una
in
de dos.
touch. Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Pues para el depósito.
The old boy's lying. About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Tiene algo que ver.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Where are we going?
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Hombre, se supone que necesitas una orden para que te diga esa cosa.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in the case for that poor lady killed near City Hall. Never get into fights with ugly people. They have nothing to lose.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow. Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Buena cara llevo.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Vale, vamos al hospital. Ah, ¿el hospital es esto? ¿Qué coño me he dejado aquí? Si es que esto ya lo he visto. No sé a qué se refiere, la verdad. La comisaría está aquí.
You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go help him get whatever it is off his chest.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry.
It's the least I could do.
Este es el marido de la tienda.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
He's asking whether you banged her in a chuck-on-the-shoulder fraternity kind of way.
I'm engaged to be married. It wouldn't be polite.
Answer the question.
This will remain private. Heather won't have to know. Yes. We had relations.
Oye, lo ha contado.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julie Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
Es raro.
That's right.
They weren't even his friends, and he still thinks that. Did anybody make any coffee, please?
Hay uno hablando español en
Some
otra
kind
sala.
of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
No me fío mucho.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Blanco.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
God damn it. Everyone's looking at us, Cole.
Viene el tío, me invite, es culpa mía.
never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Your license should be revoked.
Tienen que hacer un remake doblado. Si esto lo doblan, el juego gana un montón.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Casi me ve, ¿eh?
What are you doing?
Me ha visto, ¿eh? Va a empezar de nuevo porque no avanza una puta mierda.
Too much slack. Gotta get
Hoof
closer.
it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Otra vez no. Que tengo prisa, tengo como prisa, me desespera.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
No, otra.
What are you doing?
Ah, que no está complicado.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
De la cruza, perro. Mira mucho para atrás,
Move
¿eh?
in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Se me escapa.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, you bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket for Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Vaya cara de capullo tiene este.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
No, espera, espera.
What the devil is that?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks for your help.
That's the cop from the newspapers.
You can drive.
La conduce, perra.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
No sé si este es su coche o el que robé.
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn thing.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
¿Algo más? Es que no sé ahora mismo la verdad, que más aparte del ese de oro.
Mouthpiece first stripped off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Por el nombre, ¿no? Pero verle y ya está. No hizo más.
Even the engagement ring was purloined. Arnett is a cad.
Puedo darla todo y ya está, porque es que no.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
He just refuses to accompany me to
Good
church.
looking for a policeman.
Parker or Blaine? I don't know who these were.
Coño. Sala de reconocimiento.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
¿Dónde están los gilipollas estos?
I've been in this job 20 years. I never fired my gun.
Tengo una puta idea, ¿eh?
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that desk.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn exit.
No, aquí no hay nada.
You think the vice boys get any on the side?
Que no tengo ni idea, tío. ¿Dónde están?
Nancy was stripped off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
¿A quién sí ya está?
Isn't that the cop who won the medal and is solving all the cases?
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
Solo que había que mirar el papel. Conduce, perra. Me parece a mí que después de este caso, ya el último ascenso y ya
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Find some cover. I'm wide open.
in here.
¡Oh, puta!
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
You're behind the wheel.
All right, where to?
KTI Radio Los Angeles.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
The most heard on the air. And
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Ya estamos cerca. Ya queda poco. Yo creo que ha sido el tío que ha fingido que era un marine. Pues si no, ¿por qué se va a México?
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man? If you are returning 43 pieces of my property.
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective.
Huh?
A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
So you have no idea who did this burglary? A lot of these cases tend to be inside jobs.
How dare you impugn my character and the character of my staff? If you have no further questions, I suggest you leave.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night, at least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Pero vamos a ver.
I get the sense that you're worried about something, Mrs. Eavestrom.
I have already received the insurance claim, Detective. Is there any way we could keep the return of these items discreet?
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You have only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother.
Tuma.
Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
And now, national news from American Century Broadcasting.
Capitol Hill in Washington is again the nation's focal point as the 80th...
We're missing something here. Arnett is obviously arranging the burglaries.
That's my fiance you're making scurrilous accusations about.
And Randall was obviously his partner.
But neither of them are the type to creep apartments.
You're being ridiculous. Both of you. There's a very good explanation for all of this.
Put a sock in it, sister. You're being played for a patsy and you're not even smart enough to see it.
Qué guapo ese coche.
Goddamn maniac!
Chacho, es que ¿para qué se para? Está donde Jesucristo perdió la chancla, pues por allí.
Come on, sister. Let's find out who your fiancé really is.
Welcome, sir. I'm sorry, are you a resident?
Ni te contesto, pringao. Vaya portero de mierda.
Isn't this just nice and awkward?
Stop!
Don't
LAPD!
kill him, Cole. This guy's our case.
Go on, put your hands in the air!
Oh,
Give it up, LAPD! Don't make me chase you!
Hago la puta. ¡Pum! Me la como siempre, macho.
Looks like he got you good, Phelps.
Yeah, he really packs a wallop. How did I get back here?
Under your own steam, miraculously. He came in through the window, said hello, and then keeled over.
How was Arnett?
He's coming around, too. He's all hopped up. Good time to get some answers.
You missing something, Henry?
Ahí va a abandonar, ¿eh?
You told Heather you're honeymooning without her? Vacheron Constantine. That's an extremely expensive watch, Henry.
A graduation present from my parents.
I don't think so.
Nada que ver por aquí.
Probably nothing.
Qué puto asco, un puro ahí tirado.
Whether this is going to help us. Optimistic, Cole.
Vale. Toma, mira la castañuela.
Not much help.
We know all about the jewelry ring. You and Randall and LeBlanc and Willie doing the legwork.
I'm in the fashion business.
Qué mentiroso.
You're lying, Henry. How can you prove that I'm involved, detective? I thought as much.
No,
Could
me he
you
equivocado.
call me an ambulance or something?
Why did Reed and LeBlanc kill Julia Randall?
I wanted to stop, to get out of that life. I was gonna marry Heather if she'd have me. Julia told the others that they were out, that she was gonna create a new gang.
You wanted Julia Randall out of your life.
Why would he want that? Julia was our friend.
Julia was his hump, sweetheart. They were the Bonnie and Clyde of society burglars. He met you and realized he didn't have to steal anymore. He could just mooch from you. He needed Julia out of the way.
Julia was insatiable. She didn't care about anyone, not the least me. She was never gonna go back to the poverty she came from. I wanted it to stop.
Who is Henderson, and what is his involvement?
Tell them what you know, Henry. I'll stand by you if you'll only tell the truth.
There is no Henderson.
Give it up, Arnett. You're facing the gas chamber. Give the judge some reason to commute.
You still don't get it, do you? Julia entrapped everyone. She was so beautiful and so goddamn cold.
Henry Arnett, you are under arrest for burglary.
Le
and
fallan
for the
todo.
murder of Julia Randall.
Henderson is Stoneman, all right?
I'm not the guy you want. Go talk to the good doctor.
Oh, we will, knucklehead. Meanwhile, we're fitting you for convict stripes.
Sería el reloj, a lo mejor la prueba.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Do we know where we're going?
I guess the wedding's off.
He only robbed her mother and killed her best friend. Cut the guy some slack.
So how does the doctor fit in?
That's what we're about to find out. Maybe we should ask him to give you a quick once-over. That meathead gave you one hell of a pasting.
I've had worse.
You should have seen yourself staggering back in there like a drunken sailor.
Next time you can take the runner, Roy.
I didn't box in the Marines, though, did I?
Should have never told you that.
Entonces el mediquito.
Time for the doctor to give us something to make this all better. Hang on a moment, sister. Tell him it's Henry Arnett, and tell him it's urgent.
I can't do that.
Tell him, or I'll charge you with obstruction of justice.
Saca la pistola, coño.
Doctor, I'm afraid Mr. Arnett is here to see you, and he says it's urgent.
Send him in. I told you never to come.
Tell us the truth, Doctor.
I'm so glad you came. Prison will be better than insanity, and I'm already half insane with grief. You know that I loved her. I ruined my life for her, and yet I still love her.
Will you testify in court that Arnett and Randall did these robberies?
They organized the robberies. Julie would get the names of the guests attending my wife's parties. Didn't matter how much money I showered upon her, it was never enough. She never really cared for me.
Doctor, I'm afraid you're under arrest.
The practice. You'll call Dr. Gerard. No. Please don't cry. I want to see no one. Not my wife or my children, nor my friends. And I don't want a lawyer. Just lock me up and throw away the key.
¿Va a confesar entonces?
Didn't see that coming.
Pues ya está.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I need an ambulance and the coroner immediately to the offices of Dr. Harold Stoneman, 1646 Ivor Street, Hollywood.
En route, Detective. You have a message. Detective Bukowski says the suspect is named Wilson Willie the Wolf Reed, former wrestler. Last known address is an apartment building at the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Detective Bukowski says to meet them there.
On our way. We have an address for the runner.
Let's try and wrap this up then.
doesn't appear to be connected. This doesn't pertain to the case.
Entonces, ¿para qué me lo pone? Ese suelo, ¿eh? Hace un espejo de lo limpio que está.
That old boy really fell for that broad.
She was incredibly beautiful.
Would you throw it all away for a woman?
Life has a way of making you pay for your pride.
You're quite the romantic, Phelps. Stick with the percentages. Broken hearts are for chumps.
You're talking from experience.
I certainly am. Oh, I like women as much as the next guy, as long as they're in their place and doing what they're told.
All these cops?
Thank God I didn't park there.
Big, right?
You know the way. You can drive.
He's around here somewhere. A big guy. Neighbors say he always wears basketball shoes and a cream jacket. And get this. The kids around here say he plays the harmonica.
Find the game well and have the commander set up a dragnet. We want the area closed off. We'll take this out of the street.
A harmonica playing wrestler. That's a weird one. Think he knits as well?
Just keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. We don't want him to bolt on us.
Wait. Cole. You hear that? Wilson Reed, LAPD, give yourself up.
Pero bueno. Puta. ¿Pues esta no sube o qué?
Hold it. He's got to be around here somewhere. No place to go unless he grew wings. There he is. Waste the son of a bitch.
¿Quieres morirte?
Son of a bitch really picked a spot for it up here, didn't he? Julia Randall's folks are flying in from New York tomorrow to claim the body. I saw her on the slab. So perfect. Looked like she was made of porcelain. She really made an impression on me.
Well, you had that impact on a lot of men.
Christ, it's cold. You guys did good work here today. Roy, I think you should buy your brother officers a drink.
Do you now? That's very generous of you, Lieutenant.
Este ha sido un puto desastre. Se ha resuelto porque se tiene que resolver, pero... 5 de 16. El peor caso que me ha salido.
We have to get off of this hill!
That's one of our 50 cal still firing, Cole! The 22nd are still fighting!
It's over, Cole. Looks like you're one of the lucky ones.
Goodbye to your friend Hank, Jack.
He was your friend too, Cole. Is this how you're going to leave him? Are you wounded?
Not a scratch, Kelso.
Well, get up and get out of that fucking hole! Find a stretcher while you're at it so we can get him out of here.
Who's the senior officer here?
I guess that's you, Cole.
You were up here all night?
Yes, sir.
And your command?
Gone, sir.
Sorry to hear that, son. God damn it, we have beaten these bastards back. It's the beginning of the end, and it was one here. You're a goddamn hero, son. What's your name?
Lieutenant Phelps, sir.
I'm recommending you for the Silver Star, and promoting you to First Lieutenant.
Phelps, a shooting at the 111 Club, 6232 Hollywood Boulevard.
Sounds like a homicide beef.
2 of the dead guys caught in the crossfire were carrying Army surplus morphine. Get over there before homicide tramples all over the place.
We already cleared that up.
Judge in Pasadena took the big sleep yesterday. He had a personal stash of 20 cigarettes. Appears we didn't get all of it.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
Just can't seem to put this morphine.
Pensaba que este era el último caso de antivicio.
Dead judge. It's not good.
Pero no.
Everyone has their vices. Even you, Phelps.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down in my sap.
I'm gonna make him take you to the pictures tonight. We wanted to move in together.
Can you drive to this one?
Married.
Hola, Balloon. ¿Qué tal?
Parker and Green are going toe-to-toe for the top job. There's a change in the wind.
About time.
This wind will be like a tornado, Phelps. Parker's got a puritanical streak. You never know we'll get swept up in a thing like that.
Este sí que es el último de antivicio. Pensaba que era el otro, pero no.
Homicide guys are already inside.
Bukowski.
Phelps, back again.
We're here about the morphine.
Over by the bandstand. You can see what's left of the owner, Eddie McGoldrick, 26, former Marine.
I know Eddie McGoldrick. He was a non-com in my old unit.
I'm sorry to hear that, Cole. Waitress said he recently came into some money and bought the club.
Who are the other Vics?
2 musicians, Biddleston and Bo. And get this, they used to be in a 4-piece, but the trombone player and the drummer OD'd.
Don't tell me. Lamont and Tyree? We've met the rest of the band.
Now they're a no-piece.
Do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. You might want a word with the hostess, too. I'll keep her company until you're ready.
Must have pumped a dozen rounds into him. Certainly sends a message.
Nada, esto es mierda que hay por aquí, que no sirve para nada.
When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we can try again.
Let me do it. Just want a quick look is all.
Puta mierda.
Well-maintained, custom case. Someone cared for this instrument. What's that click?
Se ve el agujerillo, ¿eh?
Neat trick. The case must have cost more than the trumpet. We should follow up on the musician angle. He kept his stash close at hand. Never the same, are they?
Flipa, el drogadito profesional. No, espérate. La trompeta no la ha cogido. Nah, no tiene nada. Otra vez. Puede provocar adicción, sí, venga.
Do we have a new source, or is this coming from what's left in circulation? Dozen packs to a carton, 100 cartons or more. Looks like a couple of months' supply. These look brand new. Never fired. They haven't been degreased yet. We could check on the serial numbers.
Is this guy hunting for bear? Look at these things.
They're BARs. You get the odd guy who sneaks one of them home from the war. How did he get 3 of them? Army surplus morphine, Army surplus weapons, Army surplus valors. Sound familiar?
At all. We should get back to the station and check the details of what exactly was lifted from that ship.
A ver este.
Bad luck, Eddie. Okinawa couldn't kill you, but knowing the wrong people in this city.
Es que estos son... No sé, los años 60, los años 50. Aquí las huellas dactilares no... Ellos ni sabían que eso existía. ¿No tiene nada? No.
They didn't even try to crack the safe. Ma'am, I'm Detective Phelps, Administrative Vice Squad.
Welcome to the 111 Club, Detective. Feels like I've had half the LAPD in here today already.
Any idea who did the shooting?
No idea. It was my day off. If I had been here, honey, I'd be full of holes just like the others.
You want to level with me, miss, before we start taking an interest in you.
This place has been on the slide for years. Eddie turns up, buys the club, then we start getting visits from tough guys.
Justo en su día
Next thing
libre.
you know, we have the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Are you getting the picture?
Tell us about Eddie.
Eddie didn't know a thing about running a nightclub. He came into some money and waltzed in and bought the place. The previous owner thought all his Christmases had come at once.
That's some suggestion you're making about a former United States Marine.
Marine or no, Eddie was in over his head. Sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Thank you for your help, ma'am.
Eddie was in over his head, but he was a decent boss.
Una de dos,
Another day, another dollar.
I want to see.
You can drive.
Excuse me, officer.
All right, where to?
I just want to see.
Hey, I think I see a box.
Vaya. Aquí es donde conocí a este, creo.
Take a break, boys.
We would like them to stay, Miss Lickman. We're making inquiries into the recent deaths of 4 musicians.
Since when have the police cared about dead black men?
Good point. We don't. What we care about is 2 tons of Army surplus morphine showing up on the street. If you care about working in this town, you better give me something on Biddleston and Bow, or their knucklehead buddies Tyree and Lamont.
And this is your idea of making quieres, Fuhrer?
I've told you 1,000 times about speaking that German gibberish at me, Elsa.
Roy, how about you get a drink while I see to this?
Es aquí donde lo conocí, sí.
Will you sit down?
Why antagonize him, Elsa? You know what he's capable of.
Ask your questions, head officer. We have work to do.
People are dying of overdoses. If you know anything about it, you need to tell me.
I can't help you.
A lot of cats are into the thing. There's nothing special about your boys.
You can do this the easy way with me, or I can call my partner back over. I can assure you he's a lot less sensitive.
You think your threats frighten me?
Black man don't supply nothing. You think there's a black man in this town holding on to 2 tons of morphine? He'd be dead in a minute. White man supplies, black man buys.
My partner mentioned a couple of names. You recognize them?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The only way you're going to get rid of me is to give me an answer.
I knew Cornell. We worked together a few years ago. He loved the music, but the music didn't love him.
What does that mean?
It means that he just wasn't that good. He was a sad, lonely cat.
Boys, take 5 minutes, please. I need to have a private word with the officer. Why do you ask people to risk talking about a subject that could have them jailed?
Drugs are against the law, Elsa.
You're so full of courage, you have never felt ashamed.
This is getting us nowhere.
Do you think you'll win your war against narcotics?
It's not my war. It's against the law. My job is to prosecute the laws of this city.
Do you think you can stop people from needing drugs, detective?
I'm asking the questions here.
Then why do you come to me with your stupid questions? You know who controls the drugs in this city.
It's not enough to just survive, Elsa. You have to try and make the world a better place.
Brave words. Very noble. But words are just words, Corvallis.
She's right. We need to pay a visit to the mixer.
Cohen? Do you know where to find him?
This time of day? You'll find him holding court at the Macambo.
He can wait. There's something I need to be sure of. Give me till tomorrow morning.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, partner.
No sé por qué la estoy siguiendo, la verdad. O sea, no sé qué le ha hecho pensar. Si la sigo me va... Voy a averiguar algo.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Ha parado, ¿no?
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
¿A qué he venido? Es que no lo sé. Y este me ha seguido a mí.
LAPD, we're looking for Mayor Cohen. I believe he has lunch here.
There's not going to be any trouble, is there?
Which table?
Number 3, if you'll follow me.
I'm going up to the lakes to watch the races on Saturday.
You want a tip? I'll fill my coffee faster next time, honey.
Would you like
LAPD. We have some questions.
Hi,
regarding...
Mickey. How's it hanging?
Fine. Just fine, Roy. I see you brought Iga Beaver along. Hope he's not gonna put the shakes on me again.
Cole Phelps. Mickey Cohen.
Good afternoon.
He has manners. Aren't you a little green for this kid?
Meet Johnny Stompanato, Cole.
Would you like something
He has the
to eat?
biggest schlong in Hollywood and the smallest gun. Or maybe that's the other way around. I can never quite remember.
You're a funny guy, Roy. Haven't I always said what a funny guy Roy is? And how much fun it would be to get together with him sometime.
Poor Johnny. He's the dark, sensitive type. He's a serviceman too, Cole. Johnny was at Okinawa.
You were in the crotch?
6th Marines.
The lieutenant who won the Silver Star up on Sugarloaf. I've heard of you.
Something like that.
All right, have we finished flirting? You got something to discuss, Roy? Or are you gonna stand around beating the meat while my lunch gets cold?
We have some questions.
Do I need my lawyer?
Your brother-in-law, Lenny Finkelstein, was selling stolen morphine. He had 1/3 of the shipment.
Old news, kid. I don't know anything about what Lenny was up to.
So I'm supposed to believe that you don't know what happened to the rest of the shipment?
Lenny, God rest his soul, was a moron. He was family, though, and I haven't made a beef about that, so count yourself lucky, kid. The H is a filthy habit, and I don't condone it. The simple solution would be to have all the dope fiends put down.
So you don't know where he got the morphine?
Kid, ask a question you might get an answer to.
We believe there's a link between a group of Marines and the morphine stolen from the SS Coolidge. One of those Marines was shot to death in a club last night.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Qué mentiroso eres.
So you haven't heard anything about what happened at the 111 Club?
What can I say, kid? I'm shocked that in the land of opportunity, Uncle Sam's finest feel the need to resort to crime. It's a dangerous business. I can attest to that. I'd recommend they get out of the life. Quickly.
A few Negroes saying goodbye on the sidewalk will never make the papers, Mickey. But we had a judge in Pasadena say adios the other day. Prominent white people popping their clogs makes everyone nervous.
You know dope has never been my thing, Roy. It's always been for schmendricks like Jack D and Jimmy Utley. But I'll ask around and I'll get back to you. Hey, you boys want some lunch? How about a drink?
We'll take a rain check on that. Come on, Cole, we're leaving.
We have to cut that dope. It looks bad with people dying.
We have to get the rest of it. There's no way of watering down the stuff in those little packages. We have to put the squeeze on those guys and get the rest of it.
They don't seem the type to frighten that easy.
We'll see.
O sea que sí son. Me han mentido.
What's going on?
That fucking rat Stoker has gone public about Brenda.
Who is Brenda?
Brenda is LA's most famous madam.
Everyone knows it?
Of course everyone knows. Brenda pays her way.
Are we cops or a collection agency?
Whores have been around since the Bible. Our job is to keep it off the street so Joe Citizen and his wife can stroll around unmolested.
Then we should change the law.
Are you out of your mind? Every politician in America is against prostitution, except when they're using them.
So where does Stoker come in?
He objects to the LAPD and the administration taking its cut.
Is everyone in on this?
Yeah, and that's the problem. From a little acorn does a large tree grow. He could bring the whole thing crashing down on us.
Aren't you supposed to be working,
Sir, do you know which robbery detectives are working the Army surplus theft from the Coolidge?
Caldwell and McManus? I saw Caldwell in the squad room not long ago if you want to speak to him.
Thank you, sir. We'll do that.
This way.
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk.
Harry, you got a minute?
Sure, Cole, anytime.
You've been working the docks robbery on the SS Coolidge?
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you see it?
Inside job. Either the guys working the wharves or some of the guys on the ship.
What else was taken apart from the morphine?
Case of BARs, case of Thompsons, crate of Valor smokes.
Homicide just recovered 3 BARs and a mountain of cigarettes at a shooting at the 111 Club.
No kidding. I better get over there.
Do you have a copy of the manifest?
Yeah. Here it is.
So, how do we connect the docks robbery to the mess at the 111 Club?
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk. Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with 1 round. Mouthpiece tour strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out, now the DA wants my head. I need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Here's our backroom arsenal from the 111 Club.
I got the jitters again.
Enough to arm 3 companies.
You know you made it. Get that desk.
This is the crate we recovered. 500,000 cigarettes loose on the streets of LA.
Yeah, I want to make
Some of
homicide.
these guys are from my old unit.
You know you've got it made.
They must have finally shipped home. Kelso, Sheldon, McGoldrick.
McGoldrick was on the boat?
Sure, we checked him out.
McGoldrick bought the 111 Club, Harry. His brains are all over the bar.
Looks like whoever stole the dope is getting muscled.
By whom?
Dragner or Cohen. They control the hop.
Se acerca al final porque ya la historieta esa del ejército ya...
Shots fired at 1384 North Bronson.
Ya cobran sentido.
Spraying a Hollywood bus. They want every car. Go!
Mouthpiece store strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
The city busted here to find the goddamn
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
It's quite hard to concentrate when you're standing there scared.
Cómo tarda el cabrón.
All units, officers need help at 1384 North Bronson. 1384 North Bronson, shots fired. Any units to handle identified. Code 3.
Podrían haber puesto personalización de armas, de coche. Podrían haber puesto más cosas. Lo han hecho un poco repetitivo y largo además para lo repetitivo que es. Está muy chulo, pero bueno.
Find a way up there and stop that son of a bitch, Cole.
All units, officer down at 1384 North Bronson. You're covered, Phil. Repeating, all units, officers still need help on Bronson. Approach with extreme caution.
Está colgado, ¿eh?
Move, I got you.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist. LAPD, drop the gun now.
You're clear, go.
Surrender now or I will use deadly force.
Se lo han advertido, no me ha hecho caso. Bueno. O sea, es que en realidad llevamos todo el juego viendo drogas del ejército y mierdas del ejército. O sea, que la fuerza mucho no puede quedar.
one of the BARs.
Pues si le pega el tiro en la cara.
Phone number and restaurant table.
Por aquí nada. Y por aquí nada.
I know that guy. Felix Alvaro.
He's one of the guys from the ship?
His name was on the manifest.
Looks like McGoldrick wasn't the only one to get a message.
Hey, Alvaro.
Hey, Lieutenant.
He's just a plain detective now, Chico.
Who's the jughead?
This is my partner, Roy Earl. We just want to find out what happened.
What happened is that someone took a shot at my bus. And then cops turned up and started treating me like I'm some sort of Pachuco punk. My people have been in California for over 300 years.
Very fucking admirable, Felix.
You hear anything about the big heist on the Coolidge?
Yeah, I heard about it.
So what happened?
Not much. Cops came and interviewed me and all the other guys on the ship.
Vale ya, cállate.
I was down at the 111 Club this morning, waiting for the medical examiner to scrape Eddie McGoldrick's brains off the bar. You want to tell me anything about that?
I heard that Eddie came into some money. Too bad he didn't keep a low profile. It was a tough break to get through Okinawa and then have to buy it back home.
Who's shooting at you, Felix?
How the fuck do I know?
Felix, we didn't go through Okinawa to come back to this on our streets.
I've got the LAPD to keep me safe, right? Me and all my people.
We'll be in touch, Felix.
You heard that Jack is in LA?
I saw his name on the manifest.
He's been here a couple of months. Sure glad to see you got over your wound, Lieutenant. I mean, Detective.
Pretty cool customer.
He's been under fire before.
You buying his story?
Not for a minute.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
Ah, teléfono.
I was married by a judge. Should have asked for a jury.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jack Kelso.
Just a second. Jack Kelso, apartment 4, 1408 North El Centro Avenue, Hollywood.
Thanks, ma'am.
I swear.
You're behind the
this
wheel.
Town is going straight to hell.
All right, where to?
No sé qué me habrá dejado la comisaría, la verdad.
How well did you know the owner?
Goldrick? Well enough. He was in my unit.
That's some cruel irony. You survive the war, then get blown to pieces back home.
It happens more than you'd think. Young guys trying to adjust to normal life, getting mixed up in the wrong crowds.
The kid had just bought a nightclub. I'd say he got mixed up in the right crowds.
Until someone filled him full of holes.
You don't come into that kind of money that quickly without pissing a few people off.
Hello, Jack. This is Detective Roy Earl.
Hello, Cole.
We would like a word.
Would you like to come inside?
Actually, we'd prefer if you'd come downtown with us. Do you mind?
Do I have any choice?
No. You don't.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
It would be better for all of us if we discussed it at the station.
Bad move, Cole.
How have you been, Jack?
Cut the crap. You pick me up in front of my apartment like a common criminal and then expect small talk? Fuck you.
Do you know that there's a gang war going on in LA trying to recover that stolen morphine?
That has nothing to do with me.
I'm sure it would be gripping to hear more of your life story, boys, but the truth is, I don't give a fuck. You were on the boat, Kelso. What happened?
Do you really think a bunch of Marines could muscle in on the dope rackets in this town? Between the Vice Squad and the mob, I hear it's pretty sewn up.
You better watch your mouth.
Did you know that Eddie McGoldrick recently came into money and bought a nightclub?
No, I didn't know that.
You want to take a guess where he got hold of the cash?
Not really.
You heard that a crate of BARs went missing?
No, I didn't.
No sabía nada. De nada.
You wouldn't know why Eddie McGoldrick had 3 of them.
The goddamn fool.
What do you know about the Army surplus robbery from the Coolidge, Jack?
What I know is that on 3 separate occasions, you would have been dead if it weren't for me. I don't know anything about the robbery.
People are dying because morphine intended to help servicemen is being used on the street. Now we have guys from our old unit being killed by mobsters. We can put 2 and 2 together, Jack.
Gratitude isn't a concept that has much effect on you, is it, Cole?
Answer the question, Jack. Let's get this over with.
I was interviewed when the robbery took place. I don't have anything further to add.
Jack, we just want information.
Bullshit, Cole. Did you seriously believe that dragging me down here would get me to give up my own guys? You call yourself a Marine? Trying to make a name for yourself with this shitheel? Look at this chump with his $200 suit and $2,000 car.
The tough guy act is really impressive. I like you, Jack. I'd like to make you for this. I really would. I'm gonna be working on it and keeping an eye on you. You can go now.
Shooting, Robert Steiner, 6780 West Sunset Boulevard. The victim is a Chris Majowski.
Another name from the manifest? How many more friends of yours are gonna get plugged?
Talk about tension. That was like being trapped in an elevator with a married couple who can't decide whether they love each other or hate each other.
We go back a long way.
You went too easy on him. Next time, you leave it to me. I know how to handle that smug son of a bitch.
You don't. Jack will never give up his own men.
¿Qué sentido tiene que se estén pegando tiros en la calle? Que lo haga uno, pero que lo hagan todos.
They just walked up and shot the man. 2 of them officers, they went that way.
Go on, get after him.
Jack was a company sergeant. He would never get involved in something like this.
We brace him and drag him downtown.
Won't work. He's a tough customer.
He's no good. We need to get closer.
It's going too fast.
Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road. I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps. Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. I can't take the shot from here, Cole. Step on it, huh? Just give me a little closer.
Uy. Me cago en la puta.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
These guys aren't gonna go quiet. Open fire!
Se han tirado maestro.
LAPD file. We have a traitor in our midst. All of the names on the list have a hit team assigned to them.
Y eso es lo que pasa.
Cohen is meeting with Sheldon tonight.
No, echa para atrás.
We need to get to those guys fast, otherwise there'll be no case.
Peliculita.
We have to look at damage limitation. We can't allow that strumpet Brent Allen to bring down the whole administration.
We've got to put a lid on the
Ya,
press.
esto directamente del caso este.
It's too late. The Times would look ridiculous if we dropped the story now.
Who is this Stoker?
Stoker's a lily-white. Nothing that will fix this in the short term.
My law and order credentials are disappearing as we speak. Can we get Brenda to leave town?
Yes, we can, but she won't go quietly. Brenda has extensive records.
Can she at least lay low?
That's already been taken care of.
Mayor?
Pero bueno.
District Attorney?
Who is this guy? And what does he want, Horrell?
Name's Roy Earl, detective, administrative vice.
Aren't you one of the clowns that got us into this mess?
Oh, I think that the orders regarding Brenda come down, not up, Mayor. I have a human interest story. It involves a certain LAPD cop, a hero from the war, who has let his beautiful wife and kids down, who has betrayed America for a German junkie whore, who has abandoned his pledge to the LAPD and his commitment to the public we all serve. Could be all over the papers by tomorrow, and you would be off the hook.
So what do you want in return, Roy? Fingering a fellow officer.
Así que me tengo que cagar en tus muertos, ¿no? Me la quiero liar. ¿Este qué? Oh, coño. Este no sé, mira.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Así que le tengo que volar la cabeza a este.
They're taking out all the guys from the ship.
Why? How does that get them the dope?
They obviously don't know who has the morphine, and they're waiting for someone to crack it.
Me la quiere liar, los hijos de puta.
Getting close and steer him off the tar. No good. We need to get closer. Hit him. Clear this asshole off the road. I can't take the shot from here, Cole. Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Getting close.
No lo dejo dispararme. Me quiere disparar por el otro lado, entonces giro y ya no puede. ¡Toma!
LAPD, put your hands in the air.
Lo hemos cosido, ¿eh? Está guapo.
You can drive.
Do we know where we're going?
Stay down.
Beautiful day. Hope we have no trouble.
We're giving ground. Move up. We gotta tag the rest of them.
Move, I gotcha.
Ay, mía, la que me tenéis liada, la
You weren't
virgen.
even his prince, and he still confessed.
¿Qué tiene en la manita? Ah, si está vivo.
Tell Courtney. Bad luck.
La primera vez que registro uno que está vivo.
It was worth a try.
¿Vos coges la cara? Ahora ya está, ¿no? Se ha muerto, ¿eh? Madre mía. Otra vez, la fábrica de hielo.
Polar Bear Ice Company. Really did it. Wonder whether it was worth it.
Most people never get the chance to be rich. Wouldn't you risk it?
Ya puedo registrar los bolsillos, no puedo. No. Me está tendiendo una trampa, ¿eh?
Looks like Sheldon is bringing his own fire team with him.
Me van a intentar matar, creo yo.
Juicy, Beckett, Goldberg, Driscoll, these are good guys. Why do they get wrapped up in this thing?
Not everyone has your unwavering respect to the face of temptation, Paul.
¿Y aquí qué? ¿Hay algo por aquí? No. ¿Qué te monta en el coche? ¿Para qué va a trabajar?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Hostia, punto.
Where are we going?
Me la van a hacer, me la van a intentar liar.
This isn't looking good. I feel like the fat kid at the back of a race.
You sure it's Cohen making the hits?
All fingers point his way. Your buddies are in way over their heads. Being a Marine doesn't mean shit out here.
Line them up. All right, let's kill these rat bastards.
On the roof, Cole, nail him! Ah! Keep moving, I'll cover you. Stay down.
Cago en su puta madre.
Keep moving, I'll cover you. Throw out the guns.
Venga, puta.
Give me some goddamn cover. Find the cover. They're making a run for it after them.
Queda uno, queda uno. Todo.
I'm gonna put out an APB on every one of the sons of bitches on that list.
KGPL to Car 11K. Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Hey, Courtney Sheldon is at Hollywood Station requesting an interview with Detective Cole Phelps.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's not correct protocol, 11K. I'll take that as a roger.
Call 11 King en route.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Me reclaman derechos en todos los vídeos por la música de este puto juego. Pues me quedan 5 casos. No sé si mañana lo podré terminar.
Roy, in my office, if you please.
I'm working a major case. I'm not close, Cap. It's gonna have to wait.
Let Phelps do the interrogation.
But, Cap...
No buts. This is more important.
You're the reason, brothers.
I got this Gadget whiz guy putting recording devices in the placement.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
You're in interview too, Phelps.
Pero bueno.
What gives?
Lo del periódico.
Me. Word came down.
Sheldon. Is this your attorney?
No, detective. This is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He came down here to help me out.
How do you do, sir? You stole the morphine from the Coolidge.
You can't prove that.
Let's see if I can try. And what is your relationship to Sheldon, sir?
Tutor, mentor. Mr. Sheldon is a medical student of mine. He has a very bright future.
Oh, that's nice to know. Too bad all of your war buddies won't get to see your graduation. I would have asked Beckett or Majewski or Driscoll about their involvement, but that's difficult, considering they're all dead. That leaves you, Sheldon.
You can't blame their deaths on me, Phelps.
You're training to be a doctor, Courtney. How do you justify all of these deaths? You're supposed to want to save people.
Before you get on your high horse, I saved my fair share in Peleliu and Okinawa. My conscience is clear. How do you sleep at night?
You were on the ship, Sheldon.
Yes, that's correct.
So you had opportunity.
But it doesn't mean that I was involved.
Este es un puto psicópata, ¿eh? El de al lado.
So Eddie McGoldrick took his cut and bought the 111 Club.
I don't know what Eddie is gonna...
Have you finished, detective?
Bah, cero.
I'm just getting started. You have an answer for everything, Courtney. Let's hope Jack does, because now I'm going after him. Is there anyone you're not prepared to sacrifice?
Jack is not in this. He's a good guy.
You or Jack, Courtney. I don't care who goes to jail. I just want the morphine off the street.
What are you offering, Cole?
Don't be ridiculous, son. This man is gambling.
What's your offer?
Doctor, good to see you.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Upstairs in my office, now.
This man is about to confess.
As of now, you're suspended from duty, pending a fitness review.
What are you talking about?
You heard the man, Phelps. Upstairs and face the music like the hero you were.
¿Cómo?
You certainly had us fooled, Detective. Phelps, you're one of my favorite sons. You've broken this old man's heart.
Sir, what is going on here?
You're suspended, Phelps. Hand over your badge and gun.
Don't keep him waiting.
What is going on here?
Your wife's attorney has pictures of you and the German. Compromising pictures, lad.
She's pressing charges. You'll be formally charged with adultery. A criminal cannot serve as an LAPD officer, as I'm sure you're aware.
I don't understand.
How could you do it, lad? Your wife, your children, consorting with the enemy and a dope fiend at that. You're lucky the war is over. You'd be taken out and shot. The department doesn't need this kind of publicity, Phelps. Hand over the gun, keep your head down until your board hearing. I forbid you to make any comments to the press. What the hell were you thinking?
Raro, raro.
Marie, listen, Marie, I need to explain.
Please leave. You're upsetting the girls.
Let me see them, Marie. They're my daughters.
Go to her, Cole. You have done enough damage here. Do you want me to call the police?
For God's sake, Marie. Can't we at least talk?
What is there to talk about? Do you love her? Do you? What were you thinking? What about our children? Can you imagine what this has been like for them? Go away, Cole. My father has hired an attorney and you will be hearing from him.
I'd like to explain, Marie. I'd like to tell you what I've been going through.
What you've been going through. I have had reporters camped out on the front lawn all morning. I can't stand it, Cole.
Muy random esto, de repente. ¿Tengo familia? ¿De dónde ha salido? La primera vez que lo dicen. La maleta, tonto. Deja la maleta. Ha valido una destitución. Incendio. Pues no me han encendido.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today.
How'd you like porking that German whore, Phelps?
Phelps is up before a review board in December. Till then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps.
Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, Detective. Now get out of here. Both of you. Get out!
Está hecho una mierda.
This is 1947, not 1927. Of course a girl can ask a fella out.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love and war.
Parker, Wolverine.
Puta mierda de coche.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. How long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? I'll look somewhere else.
Se veía el humillo ahí.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in your face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. And they come home to this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. Lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady is his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
He's the dirty cop from the newspapers. Remember the dead lady they found under the train? He solved the case. Booked some barflies for the murder.
Se ha fundido.
Junk.
Tiene que echar una peste luego que
This
flipa.
isn't it. Circumstantial.
Mr. Stevens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent. Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. The lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
GI houses?
Yeah, something like that.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
Una de dos.
Security cop from the newspaper.
Oye, quiero conducir esto. No, no puedo. Me encantaría.
Well, you don't see that every day. Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking.
Coño, si el del cartel es un
The
actor
fund is
famoso.
a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. You have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thanks.
He just refuses to accompany me to church.
You can drive.
And where exactly are we going? Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead.
I think his name is Phelps. He brought in the case of that poor lady killed here.
We're driving this.
¿Dónde está? Ah, vale, por ahí viene.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question? Hi, Albert. We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. We? You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater explosion.
Hey, another one.
Looks that way. Insta-Heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month to go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
En la otra me he dejado algo. No sé qué.
Val. You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God.
Esto es lo que lleva a la mano.
Hey, Biggs! Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps, can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Phelps, the guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
There he is.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Párate.
Stop! LAPD! We got an ID on this fire, bro. Stop right there.
¿Cómo corre el hijo puta?
A family died in that fire. We need
Pillo.
to ask some questions.
Otra vez no. Siempre igual, oye.
Lousy piece of shit. How dare...
Pero bueno. Te reventó la cabeza. No te levantes.
What's your name?
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires?
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
Un poco tonto
I'm
este
gonna
tío.
make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Espera, espera, espera.
I want to see.
¿No puedo llevar este?
Excuse me, officer. I want to see.
El de la morgue no me dejan.
Jesus, Cole.
Ambulancia sí.
The good old-fashioned black and white.
Vale, ambulancia, me dejan llevármela. Y esto no, ¿no? Ay, tío, con lo que mola este. Me llevo a la ambulancia.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
Voy a volver aquí porque me he dejado algo.
Hey, I think I see a body.
You gotta be kidding me. We're driving this?
A ver si en el jardín hay una válvula de esa.
train. We solved the case. Booked some bar flop.
Yep.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
He's the dirty cop from the newspapers.
Vale, ahora sí.
You're behind the wheel.
All right. Where to? Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around this, we're dead.
Quiero un puto coche de bomberos, tío.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD.
John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen?
We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Cancelado, vale, este.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue.
Ahora ya no sé qué tengo que mirar. Va a ser un cutre, le voy a dar a todo.
Here they are. Steffens. Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes?
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who's won.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Just wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you...
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
How are we gonna look getting around in this thing, Cole? Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead. Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address?
Great partners must think alike.
¿Hay algún vehículo de obra o algo?
Any central unit, ambulance shooting. Any central unit, identify.
No voy a responder. Va a tope, va a reventar. De ahí me lleva la ambulancia. Es que se tarda mucho conduciendo tú.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
A ver si me puedo llevar un coche de bomberos.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
We came as soon as we
You're a
could.
couple of slates short of a full roof.
Dime que me lo puedo llevar. ¿Me lo puedo llevar?
You
Espectacular.
gotta be kidding me. We're driving this?
You looked at Kate. The lady that cut up like a dahlia.
Me lo voy a llevar,
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire, Al?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
No, claro, esto tiene que ir a la izquierda, a la derecha. ¿No? Que suba el gas por ahí.
Good, your regulator's in position.
¿O no? Ah, esto es lo que arde, ¿no?
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Okay, I'll light your pilot. Turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Qué guapo.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Me llevo esto pero
Jesus,
100%.
Paul. What's wrong with a good old-fashioned black and white?
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we like for a lot of things. We don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Madre mía. Es un putísimo muerto. Mira el coche más guapo.
He's only a writer, so can't really help.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
What the heck, fire?
See him? Saw his picture in the paper. Worked that case with the lady cut up like a dahlia. Mister, a man like you always loses a battle of wits because you're unarmed.
¿Un puto es un
He
normal
wants
o
a
qué?
5-star goddamn wedding.
Do it again.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70 here. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
How many guys would know how to make that change?
All you need is a screwdriver and a wrench. Anybody could pull it apart and put it back.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
You employ accredited mechanics to do this?
We call them installers. Technically, they're gas fitters.
Installers, then?
They know what they're doing, Detective, if that's what you're trying to imply.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay.
Cero de dos.
There. Around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
As the cannibals finished off eating the clown, one said, "Detective, what did you?"
This is a long shot. We are not gonna rouse that whole list.
No, toda la lista no, lo otro.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady. Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed. Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick. Clemens is a fellow traveler.
No, mierda. Pone anarquista, no comunista, pero bueno. No digas que lo vas a leer esto. Pero bueno.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
Sí, esto es lo mismo. Déjame ir para atrás. Coñazo, tío, déjame ir para atrás.
Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
No good to me.
The company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive.
Algo falta.
I gotta swing by the shop, make sure the orders are coming off the line. So if we're done...
¿Qué falta? Ah, vale, vale, dentro. Qué pesado.
Barley has a problem with bugs.
Esto es lo que ha hecho el otro.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasic?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
¿Qué? ¿Por qué esto? Quería coger los coches de la fábrica. Vale.
You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
Fine. But if the skipper sees us driving around in this, we're dead.
No, solo quería montarme. No, y el camión de bomberos.
How bad is it? Come on, you
No
can
puede
tell.
ser, ha desaparecido. No. Joder.
Jesus, Cole. What's wrong with a good old-fashioned black and white?
¿El proyecto?
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Ah, lo encontré de casualidad. Iba por otro.
Biggs, arson squad.
Arson.
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan. I said,
son of a bitch.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the bear. Get in close and steer him off the tar.
He's going to kill those men. Only if they hear him coming.
Ojo a la excavadora esa. Si paso por aquí la cojo.
Phil, you gotta get me closer. Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
Me lo he encontrado. Iba por otro y un coche abierto y he dicho, ¿pero eso?
Arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in a room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
put your hands where I can see them. Why did you run, Ryan?
I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Ya tenemos uno. Por este iba.
KGPL to any central unit. Meet the officer. A hit-run felony at 6th and Alvarado. Any unit able to handle code 2 identified.
Me he pasado, pero 5 casas.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers, and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
You have a real viper's nest at Insta-Heat, don't you? Arsonists, murderers, communists.
What's that got to do with me? You can't prove I'm behind all that. Look, I've been cooperative. How about letting me get back to work?
Esa no valía.
You were licensed and worked for Insta-Heat?
I contract for them. So what?
Insta-Heat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in the settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings? I am not now, nor have I ever been, a member of the Communist Party. Nice try, copper.
Clemens, for someone with your record, I would expect a little more cooperation.
¿A qué me llevo tu coche? Que no me deja el juego.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
So where do you want to go?
No.
You can drive.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
¿Que nunca ha disparado?
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
¡Hijo de puta!
Stop or I will shoot!
Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest of the scene.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Revelen los interrogatorios. A ver si acierto.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like
You
it
know
to
the
be
way.
Chap,
You can drive.
I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Farley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Si le cogía la cabeza, ¡pum! Contra la mesa.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
Mentira. El otro ha dicho que cualquiera
You
podría.
know enough to do your job. You know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Está tranquilo el gilipollas, ¿eh? Por agresión.
I can wait just as long as you can.
¿Era suyo lo de anti-mosquito? No, eran de Barley.
Looks like you're the one who needs advice on how to do his job.
Aún su puta madre.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Tell me the truth, Ryan. It's the only chance you've got. You're getting some kind of kickback from the fund.
So I'm an agitator for change, but I take kickbacks. How does that make any sense?
No sé qué estoy haciendo.
You're just a stooge. A brown shirt for your capitalist paymasters.
Sí que es comunista, sí.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company. How do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
Uy, qué mentiroso. Antecedentes de raya. Desacato y agresión. Vale, que tiene antecedentes violentos en absoluto. Vale.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you going to prove that?
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Manda un traje. Este.
I think Ryan is our man. But procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
Guy gave his wife a tap. I said all's fair in love and war.
Aquí hay otro.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you
We
got
have
that.
Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Bueno. Este es Barley. Le he preguntado si ha ido. Revisado por Barley. Vale. O sea que miente.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, they wanted that guy out.
Venga, remontamos,
Sawyer
¿eh?
kept
Ya,
complaining about
esto va bien.
not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
Give me something, Varley, or I'll put it all on you.
Hey, look, I could try to pin this on one of the other guys, but I'd just be making something up.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
¿Y dónde está el otro?
Put him down in my sap.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting he didn't forget.
That's the creep. Walked out on his wife.
Vale, está este.
I want to make homicide. You know you've made it if you can get that desk.
Este, que es con el que he hablado. ¿Hay alguno más o no? Voy a acusar a Ryan, ¿eh?
Speak to my lawyer. I got nothing more to say.
Ah, no puedo acusarlo. Vale, ese es el subnormal este. Este es el de la otra habitación. Falta Clemen. ¿Dónde está Clemen?
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
The vice boys get any on the side.
I
say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Claro, a este lo puedo acusar, ¿no?
Mary says she'll sing. I guarantee he'll walk.
Goddamn Bruin, having a season from hell.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him with one round.
Un segundo.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
No entiendo.
Wake up, Cole.
That's that creep. Walked out on his wife.
Here's what I heard. That cop caught the guy that did the dahlia, but they covered it up. Some kind of big conspiracy. I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting he wouldn't forget.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
No.
Vale.
Hey,
Debería
Cole,
poder.
let's get moving.
Debería dejarme hablar con los dos. Vale, con este me deja acusarlo, pero no quiero hacer eso. Quiero acusar a este.
Buzz off. Your face is starting to annoy me.
Se raya, ¿no? ¿O estoy yo confundido? Sí. ¿Por qué no me deja acusarlo? ¿Tengo que acusar al otro sí o sí?
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Solo me deja acusar a este. Pues no voy a acusar al que no es. Es que este. Sí que está claro que este, pero no me dejan, tío. A ver.
Cole, we got things to do.
Que no me deja.
Let's lay a charge at one of these guys and put this to bed.
Speak to my lawyer. I got nothing more to say.
Lo voy a dejar aquí y mañana sigo. Porque me estoy enfadando. Es su normal este, pero no sé por qué no me deja. Vale. Hasta mañana.